And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is itsOrD. That's right, it's itsOrD. And with me, it is.
I'm Nova, and yeah, I'm the new caster here. It's my second one, and glad to be here.
Outstanding.
So why don't you go ahead and introduce our two players, yeah?
Welcome. In the upper left-hand corner, we have in the most beautiful color known to man. It is, in the orange, Echo's Zerg player, Clockwork.
And the opponent is going to be also from Echo Gaming. It's going to be HTOMario as the blue Terran. And yeah, about Starstation, personally I hate Starstation because the map still allows you to have like horizontal spawns, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Oh, it's so annoying. Yeah, so much rush, so much cheese. Do you like to play on this map, or what do you think about it?
I honestly have this one vetoed. I don't like it either.
I like you already. I have it vetoed as well. But the fact that these two players are cross position, I think very even game.
Quite
I mean,
possibly.
there's a lot of opportunities. There's no race that has an advantage in a cross position spawn. Like, perhaps true drop could be quite annoying, but I don't really see that much of an issue. Both players will have opportunities to harass both sides.
True, with Terran having the availability of the medevac boost, it really does make it feel like Terran often has the advantage. Wow, there's something wrong with my hotkeys, but that's alright. I'm going to push forward with it. Ladies and gents, in case you're curious, Nova here is one of our most recent additions, and he's actually a Protoss player himself who also plays with these guys from Echo quite a bit.
Yes, I'm part of the team. I'm like the newest recruit together with Mario. That's actually quite funny. I got contacted through my stream to join the team, and I was like, oh, sure. But yeah, it's been going quite fine. They're all nice guys, so
it's awesome.
Yeah,
and you guys are from all over the place, you were saying.
Yeah, yes. But yeah, Sweden, Finland, UK, one from Belgium, and Mario is currently living in America. But I thought he was from Belgium as well. I'm not sure.
I actually have no idea. I do know that he's got some very fun to watch mech play. We actually casted that, so if you're curious, probably look for that in the related videos. This is the first time I've seen Clockwork, but I like him already because he's wearing the right color. We have the Reaper arriving from Mario, taking care of at least one drone here. Oh, with a nice little save. Always like seeing tiny bits of micro like that.
Yeah, making the Spore instead of the Spy in the cancel is gonna be cheaper on that. And one thing I do have to quickly point out on the map, look at the area around the main base. So much area for the Reaper to jump into and be extra annoying.
Very true. Now that the Queen is out, though, she's able to get a couple pot shots. Not quite dead, but there's a Queen up home, and Mario does manage to escape. Those combat drugs, though, mean this Reaper may very well be back. Both players going with expansion pretty early, and we've got a factory actually going on to the tech lab here.
Yeah, so it most likely will be some early tanks just as a defensive measure, and we might see a very quick third command center here from Mario behind this, because the entrance to this natural is pretty open, and yeah, of course you need some safety against that. He can of course still put some pressure on with Hellions, would he have gone reactor, but this is not the case, so we'll see how the defensive stance from Mario is going to turn out, and what will Clockwork's response be? Will he go for a fast third as well, because he hasn't really scouted any of this, of course.
No, he hasn't at all. He had that one Overlord that arrived down to the southern position and said, oh, I guess there's no base here, and pretty much didn't actually make its way in. He has another one moving to the north that may eventually suicide itself. However, these guys being on the same team probably know each other fairly well. Would you say that Clockwork is going to metagame here and just know that Mario's building that third command center on this map?
Well, I don't know actually, because this was a second game in a best of 9, and since Mario recently joined the team as well, yeah, it's hard to tell. One thing Clockwork knows for sure is Mario's gonna play Mech. Sorry to spoil, but that's his known style, and yeah, it's been working out really fine for him. There's a big guide as well on Team Liquid, written by him about Mech, what it does. So for all you Mech players out there who want to learn, definitely go read up this because it's very well written.
It's outstanding, and we can link to that in the comments down below as well. And I'm gonna go read it. But did you see what we have out here? That's getting loaded up with the roaches. Oh yeah, boom.
Yep.
Baby. There it goes. That's so convenient for the observer too.
It's the one position that Mario didn't have vision in his base as well.
And actually, yeah, Clockwork doesn't even know about the third base. He was just gonna go for this anyway, and it's completed. The armory is going down. Factories are 3/4 of the way produced. SCVs are just getting the heck out of there. There's really nothing for them to do.
It was a quick response here by Mario, but that one siege tank is doing good work, and I think Mario is not in bad shape. He hasn't lost that much or anything in specific, and it's a big commitment by Clockwork, and the second tank gets sieged, and the third tank, sorry, I was on the low ground, I missed.
Yeah, and we actually do have Burrow getting researched right now by Clockwork, so, and still roaches, and now even little reconstitution is on the way. So Clockwork is completely committed to this, you would think, but you know, he's got the third hatchery on the way. Also, meanwhile, we have a proxy tech lab happening to the north there.
Why not? It's
fantastic.
Smart play. It's gonna delay and inform our Terran player when the fort goes down. But Mario's now still dealing with these annoying roaches in the main. What the roaches did to is shut down any mining from this main base. But for how long? That's the question, really.
Yeah, so far though, only 4 workers have been killed, and really with the third base available, and let's actually check Clockwork's vision. Okay, yes, he does now know for sure that that third base is there. That's good. The creep revealing that to him, and with the Widow Mines, the siege tanks.
Oh, and he's floating the roaches back up. Would he like try to like knight us at a third, for example, or at the natural? Because all the units from Mario at the moment are kinda out of position, don't you think?
Definitely they are. They're oddly enough defending the main base from itself almost. The Overseer coming in here does give the vision. That's just a little bit rude, to be honest. And then in the north we have the roaches finally cleaning up the tech lab as a drone was trying to take it and ended up having to take basically a 5th base location. Rax now for Mario is going to go in, and this will really be his first piece of scouting since the SCV at the very beginning of the game.
Yeah, and the Marines are finally taking out that Night Swarm in the main, and we see a roach attack now coming towards the third base. Not gonna be able to kill the planetary, but gonna deny that structure armor upgrade that Mario likes to get.
Does he get that most games then?
Yeah. Well, I feel the armor for the structures in general is nice, because for a simple reason. If a Zerg goes muta early on against Mech, it can be extremely strong, and the building armor actually benefits your missile turrets so much. Some people forget how good it is, definitely as a Mech player. As a bio, not necessarily, because you're a lot faster. Yeah, as you know, Mech is pretty slow.
Definitely very, very slow, and I like this out of Clockwork too. He's going to leave a roach behind after having a fairly effective attack. He lost more than maybe he would have wanted to in that engagement with the Planetary Fortress and the Siege Tank in behind it. And he's also kind of a little bit of mismanagement, I guess would be a better word, with his macro drones there. I don't know what I'm even speaking about right now. The Mutalisks are moving across the map at the same time Drilling Claws is finishing up. And that's really fun. I like this so much out of Mario.
And here, the Mutas arrive at the third, but Mario already has third in place, and yeah, I don't see too much, but shuts down the 2 building command centers.
Oh, the Widow Mines.
Always exciting to see that.
Them and Banelings, they make for exciting games, and Thor does arrive, or as some people have heard me say on accident more than once, Hor has arrived. It's not on purpose, guys. It's not. Just
Really?
can't speak. I can't speak at all. Command centers are resumed, like I was saying, but at the same time, Clockwork taking yet another base. He's pretty determined to just use these Mutalisks to control the map and get his macro on, as it were.
Yeah, I like the choice of expanding so far, because if it now comes to a base race, for example, then he has the base is so spread out. And oh, the Thor gets a very close repair out here in the natural.
Oh, very nice repair. Gets it several more shots than it really maybe deserved. Marines are going to arrive. Missile turret does go down, but those Widow Mines forcing maybe the Mutas away. The Overseer is there, though, and can see that they exist, so hopefully Clockwork's on top of this micro.
Yeah, but 2 more Thors join the fight here, and I think the Mutas just have to leave at this point.
They do, and oh, they actually clean up a Widow Mine there that was not burrowed if it had been.
But I don't think it was that cost efficient. I mean, the Mutas were nicely clumped, both Thors got a shot off and a few Mutas went down. But as I was saying about like the possible base race scenario, right? It could always... Mutas are just so great, but I have to interrupt what I was about to say again, because we have a Nidus over here at the Zalnagav Tower on the right.
We do, and this Roach giving the vision is fantastic. There's not even an Overlord there. It's just a burrowed Roach that's being
smart
used.
play.
Yeah, and then actually a second Nidus Worm is going down to the bottom left, so really the maneuverability that Clockwork has is fantastic. He can attack from 3 different angles, well, really infinity different angles, so he's got Mutalisks out there. The scan going to kind of a forward location. Ooh!
Nice shots from the Widow Mine there, weakening those Mutas like quite a bit, and I don't know. I don't see the Mutas doing that much actually. They have the passive regen ability now, but...
Yeah, they do manage to get in there and clean up one tank. We got a lot of Zerglings that are loaded up in this Nidus Worm, just waiting for the Mutalist to weaken and soften this up enough so that they can enter the fray. But it would be a very bad decision right now for those Zerglings, as the tanks and Widow Mines are still in a pretty decent position to protect.
Oh, they get out right in time before the Thors can get a shot off, but... I'm a bit curious what Clockwork is gonna try to do with these 2 Nidus Worms. Of course, the creep is nice, but I would actually like to see is just put a Queen quickly in the Nidus and drop a creep tumor here on the bottom. I think I would kind of like that.
It would actually be fantastic. And the sensor tower now will reveal to Mario just where the Nidus is to the north. So hopefully he'll be moving up there to take care of that, as he can also see the creep, and he doesn't. I'm assuming that he doesn't want that there, although we do see Mario's behind by 20 workers, and that's surprising because he's not maxed yet. Normally you would see Terran, who's meching, going with 60, 65, even 70 workers as he moves towards that max, but that's so many Widow Mines as Mario moves forward, and the Mutalisks have no choice but to run away as those Widow Mines burrow.
It's a pretty big push out, and the mine's making it very hard for Clockwork to engage straight away, but I think this is his timing. Nidus is unloading and it's going for the natural.
Yeah, and just like you were saying, actually we may end up with a little bit of a base trade scenario there with some mines doing a fantastic job. Zerglings coming in one at a time, though, is very, very nice counter move to that. Meanwhile, to the north, the tanks and Widow Mines still haven't quite arrived. They plan to do some damage. On the other side, we do have some Widow Mines in the north and west. Crazy stuff's happening right now. Overseer's finally arriving to help the Mutalisks at least find where those hidden Widow Mines may be. Zerglings cleaning up in the expansion. Widow Mines galore, taking out everything along with the tanks in the main here. Just death and destruction all across the map, and at the same time we have drones in the far bottom left hand corner building a base, and we have Broodlords moving in now behind the Mutas.
Yeah, there's 2 Broodlords morphing in the main of Mario, but I don't know. It's a race, well... Oh no, I forgot. There's a lot more Broodlords over there. How can I miss that? But it is a base race, and it's a very common scenario if a Zerg goes Mutas, because it's very hard to engage a mech army like straight up just with Mutas and some Roaches. Maybe it was possible in Wings, but in HOTS, it's so much harder with the Widow Mine. So we're gonna see how this turns out, but how do you actually expect this to turn out? Because we have like a hatchery going like right there next to the planetary going down even. Interesting, but...
Yeah, it's an interesting move, but to be honest, Mech is terrible Base Trades and Clockwork is preparing in the bottom left down here. The upgrade advantage, I mean, that at least is a little bit towards Mario right now. He's got a couple of Vikings out now, and there's
a problem out here. Do you see any corruptors or anything that can?
Yeah,
he has like
nothing.
two mutas left. He can't deal with these Vikings.
He actually does have a Spire back in creation as his other Spire got taken out, and the hope there, desperately I'm assuming, is to be able to build some Corruptors, and now Mario's marching to the right-hand side of the map as his Broodlords are just disappearing to these Vikings.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate. I mean, if like half of the Corruptors stayed alive and half of them were Broodlords, this would have been easy to deal with because the starport has fallen. There's only a couple of Vikings out, and yeah, I don't know. Perhaps a panic reaction?
Yeah,
can we call it like that?
I don't know what happened to the Corruptors. Honestly, there's so much death and destruction going on the map that I didn't catch them all going down, but that was terrible. That was pivotal. If Clockwork had managed to hold on to those, he would have easily cleaned up these Vikings and could have perhaps won the game and protected at least some of his bases, but now he's down to not even a base. He's got 2 drones.
Well, yes, he's still mining with those drones, but I think he has a very big bank, and it's very unfortunate that he built the Spire right where it is right now in the top right, because it's just gonna fall again, and he doesn't have a layer to fall back on at this point. Because if he gets the Spire up, he can perhaps get some mutas out or continue the base race if you manage to save some Broodlords, but he still has a couple of roaches down here as well, by the way.
Yeah, and they've just been hanging out for a really long time. Looks like they may have been misrallied along with some drones earlier. Now we actually do have a couple mutas going out, but a Widow Mine may get them. Oh, that would have just been terrible. Vikings now moving out, finding where this base is, along with the Widow Mine that doesn't quite kill anything, but all this blue streaming across the center of the map. This planetary still alive with 73 kills, most of them probably broodlings, but still, that is amazing. And Mario's got just the economic advantage. He's got every advantage you could imagine.
Yeah, this looks like the beat. I mean, Mario still has that planetary mining, and he can always lift that orbital if this natural gets mined out. It's actually the 4th, but let's call it a natural.
And I like this too out of Mario, yeah, where he's got the little Widow Mines taking care of all the different locations where there might be anything happening at all. Also went ahead and left his Widow Mines to the north in case this hive produces anything. But there it finally is, Clockwork with the G.
Just a G.
So I've been ord, and this has been
Nova, and see you guys later.
I know.